Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do another do-it-yourself ECoS how-to video. All right, today we're going to be setting up and installing the ECoS detector for the ECoS 2, which is right there. Okay, now with that said, roll the credits. All right, guys, before we begin, there's a couple of things that we need to actually get going. One is to isolate your track. In other words, block your tracks. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here in a second. For me, what I did was my outer line is my passenger line, and that whole line is going to be all with detection units. All right, so let's flip that camera around and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, this is going to probably be the second most time consuming part of this whole thing. So let's get it going. All right, so like I was saying, what you have to do is you have to create blocks. Perfect example is this right here. You're gonna see insulated joiners, rail joiners, one right there and one right there. So from here to here is one block. And also is going to be on detection port number 1. So that's what the D means. All right, so what you can do is you can actually just stick with one rail, but I just did it for both rails just in case. And over here, you're gonna see my drop wire for the detection wire. That's gonna go run underneath. So that's a block there. Obviously, it doesn't have to be that short. That is actually really small. There's a reason for it. But for most cases, what you wanna do, rule of thumb, is each block should be the length of your longest train. So this is the longest part for my locomotive that's going to be fitting in this block. Okay, so second block number is going to go from there all the way up to that switch. Okay, number 3, as you can see, D3, is actually going to go from that module there. There's insulated rail joiners there. It's going to go all the way around, past the switch. I'm going to keep on going. And it's going to end at that switch right there. Now, detection number 4 or block number 4 is going to go from that rail or that switch. And it's going to follow all the way around the back side of the layout to the end of this first module. So today we're only going to be doing 4 detection ports. All right, so now let's say that you want to add a detection or you want to add a detection unit to your existing layout. Really, all you just have to do is determine your positive rail, which is, for me, it's the blue wire, which is the outer rail. Go in with a Dremel tool and just cut the rail, right? You're isolating the rail. And then from there, you would solder the wire for the detection unit to the side of the rail and just drill it, feed it underneath the layout, and go straight to the detection unit. So that's pretty much it for that. All right, so that's pretty much it for here up on top. Let's go underneath and look at the actual detection unit and see what we got to do. All right, so this is the unit right here. Key things that you need to worry about is this section right here and that section right there. That's where you're going to feed your bus wires to. On the back of the ECoS, you're going to see B and O. With this side over here, with the blue, attached to your bus line. And then for me, I ran out of white wire, so I used black for the O and ran that over here. Same thing for the other side, right here, exact same thing. Now for your block areas that you had for the drop feeder wires, you ran them in and you'll port 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all this over here. All right, so next step to do is go over to the computer. All right, guys, so a couple of things here that we need to check before we start this is in order for the ECoS to work with the ECoS detector, you have to make sure that your firmware is no later than 3.4.1. Right, so that's 3.4.1. Where we can check that is we go over here to the red screen with the wrench and then go to setup 3. And then right here it says hardware version 2.0. That's not what we need. Software version. Mine is at 4.0.2. There is a reason why mine's later. It's not to the very current one as of today. And that's because like I run TouchCab with my ECoS, and I heard that there's some issues with TouchCab not working with the new updates for the ECoS. Again, we are above the 3.4.1, so that's good. Now we're going to hit back the check mark. Next thing you want to do is plug in your ECoS. Now I already plugged in my ECoS before I started my screen recording, and all it just did was a screen popped up over here on the ECoS saying, oh, detecting the ECoS detector, going to do its thing. So it did its thing, and now that we're going to go back into the setup, which is the red screen on with the wrench, go back to setup 1. Down over here on the left hand side, the next tab down is link. We're going to link and we're going to go there. This is where all your detectors and all your sniffers and everything else that your ECoS link devices. So we're going to do a command station configuration here with the ECoS detector. So we're going to click on the ECoS, and then down here on the right with the square and the right arrow, we're going to click on that. All right, so once we get into here, you're going to see a whole bunch of options that we can work with. ECoS detector name. So we can name our ECoS detector just in case like you have multiple detectors, you want to be able to identify them as quickly as you can. So this is one good way. Another one is order number, or the number of your detector that you want to number it. So you can have a name and a number for your detector. Then also over here, flash the LED to make sure that it's working, and then the status, and again, we can do up to 16 blocks or 16 detection units. So right here, starting from 1 all the way up to 16, usually divided. One side of the ECoS detector is 8, and then the other side is the other 8. Alright, so the next thing to do is pick a train. I am going to pick the Rapido GMD-1. Okay, so we're going to go into our mapping. And over here, we are going to set up our detection units to see where the train is. Alright, so we go to settings. Now over here with this red turn, click on that. Guys, I told you this is the most time consuming right here, because now we're going to have to go one at a time. But I'm not going to let you guys suffer like what I'm going to suffer. So I'm going to do a couple, and then after I'm just going to put everything on fast forward. All right, so you're going to pick your block. Then we're going to come over, this is feedback over here. So when it's in there, that line's going to turn red. So we are going to select our detector, and it will be in port 1 because that's where the train's going to stop. Right, so then we come back to the next one, and yeah, it's just one at a time. And it is gonna take so much time. Let's continue. So now from over here all the way up to the switch is going to be block 2. Alright, so block 2 is done. Alright, so next is these ones, block 3. Really wish there was a way that I can select all of this, and then, anyways. Well, it is what it is. Alright, so here's one for you. As you're doing the double line one, this is actually what's really cool. It will tell you which one you want to have as a block and which module. So we are going to need the bottom one, not the top one. So then we just go ECoS detector. It's going to be number 3. And then we're going to leave this one alone because there's no module selected because it's not connected to anything. Alright guys, so with that said, we're going to test out block 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take the GMD and we're going to run it through the course and see if I missed any sections, because honestly, man, I can't remember. Okay, so let's flip that, turn that switch. Let's put her backwards and let's go and see what happens. Alright, so once she gets out of, see, look at that. I missed. Okay, so let's stop it. Go back here. Section. So let me finish this up and we'll get right back. Alright, so far so good. Let's get it going again. Okay, so now as the train leaves this block, this will turn black again, meaning that it's clear. And there it is. Alright, so there was another block right here that I missed. Okay, now for the rest of it, going along this way and up to the other part of the mapping, that's going to be number 4. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Straightforward. This part here mapping,
is probably like the most time consuming that you're gonna do. But in the long run, it's all gonna work out, especially when you're doing signaling and you have like automated trains going. Yeah, it's all gonna work out for the best. All right, so let's just play a little bit here with the train and make sure that all the rest of the detections work.
Okay, as we come into frame here, you're going to see the train pass the switch. Now it's still in the same block 3. Then we're going to throw the switch. Now as it's coming in, it should be detecting block 1. And then next should be detecting block 2. And leaving block 1, there you go. Alright, so let's try that again. So it's in block 2. Should be entering into block 1. Leaving block 1. And entering block 3. And that's it, guys. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I still have lots to do. I have to wire the rest of my layout for the module. Again, it was pretty straightforward. It's just time consuming when you're setting up on the mapping, and then also with the wiring and making sure that you have your blocks and your blocks are working. Other than for that, guys, I hope the video helped you out. I just want to say thanks for watching, and just as always, guys, keep on modeling. Until next time.